biggest story out of the trial continues to be Trump's adventures in Slumberland. And his team seems a little concerned because today Trump's eyes were closed at the start of the testimony, but his lawyers seemed acutely aware of how important his consciousness is to their case and kept glancing over at his client.
5 takeaways from day 10 of Trump's New York hush money trial. The court heard a witness testify about secret recordings of Trump allegedly negotiating the Daniels payment. Hello and welcome back to the News Media Hands channel. Former President Donald Trump has returned to New York City after a day of campaigning. Meanwhile, court proceedings resumed in the historic criminal trial against him. As always, remember that we value your comments and feedback, and your subscriptions help grow the channel. Thank you for your support, and let's get started. Day 10 of the trial unfolded on Thursday at the Manhattan Criminal Courthouse, where Trump faces 34 felony counts of falsifying business records amid the 2016 presidential race. According to prosecutors, Trump allegedly made a hush money payment to the adult film star Stormy Daniels to buy her silence about their supposed affair. However, Trump has denied any sexual liaison between them and any wrongdoing in the face of the criminal indictment. Prosecutors hope to prove that Trump intentionally sought to bury stories like Daniels's to influence the outcome of the 2016 vote, which he ultimately won. Each week, the trial takes a pause on Wednesday, and Trump used his day off to campaign in the critical battleground states of Wisconsin and Michigan as he seeks re-election this November. However, even far from New York, the trial was evidently on Trump's mind. At the Wisconsin stop, he told his supporters, "There is no crime. I have a crooked judge. He's a totally conflicted judge." The judge began Thursday's proceedings by questioning whether the former president had violated his court-imposed gag order by speaking out about matters pertaining to the trial. Here are 5 key takeaways from today's events, which include testimony from a new witness. Prosecutors claim further Trump fines. Before the midweek break, the prosecution in the case had scored a major coup. Judge Merchan agreed to fine Trump $9,000 for statements he made violating a court-imposed gag order. The order prohibits Trump from making statements that may intimidate trial participants. The prosecution brought up additional potential violations of the gag order in court on Thursday. 4 examples were presented, one of which concerned National Enquirer editor David Pecker. However, Judge Merchan dismissed this particular allegation quickly. During a heated exchange with Trump's defense team, Merchan disputed Trump's claim that the jury was 95% Democrats on April 22, which he made in an interview with a right-wing TV network. "It's a very unfair situation, that I can tell you," he said. Trump's defense argued his televised comment was protected speech, but Judge Merchan expressed skepticism. "He spoke about the jury, right?" Merchan said, speaking directly to lawyer Todd Blanche. "He said the jury was 95% Democrats and the jury had been rushed through, and the implication being that this is not a fair jury." The prosecution asked the judge to review Trump's hallway remarks outside the courtroom, questioning the credibility of key witnesses, including Michael Cohen, during the trial. "The defendant is talking about witnesses and the jury in this case, one right here outside this door," prosecutor Christopher Conroy told the judge. "This is the most critical time, the time the proceeding has to be protected." No decision was made by Thursday regarding whether the 4 comments violated the gag order. Davidson returns to conclude his testimony. After concluding the discussion of the gag order for the day, the trial shifted its focus to Keith Davidson, who had previously represented both Daniels and Playboy model Karen McDougal. Both women claimed to have had affairs with Trump. Prosecutors grilled Davidson for details on alleged suppression of negative coverage of Trump during the 2016 presidential race. As part of his role as the lawyer for McDougal and Daniels, it was necessary for Davidson to sell the rights to their stories to various publications. Davidson had reached out to the National Enquirer tabloid for this purpose, but he was redirected to Trump's lawyer at the time, Cohen. In court on Thursday, prosecutors presented text messages exchanged between Davidson and a National Enquirer editor on the night of the 2016 election. Davidson wrote in one, "What have we done? This is sort of gallows humor," Davidson said, referring to the text. He added, "There was an understanding that our efforts may have in some way, strike that, our activities may have in some way assisted the presidential campaign of Donald Trump." However, the defense team attempted to portray Davidson as an unreliable witness whose business is to peddle celebrity gossip and extract large paychecks. "You were pretty well versed in coming right up to the line without committing extortion, right?" Trump lawyer Emil Bove asked Davidson, who replied, "I had familiarized myself with the law." A new witness testifies. The forensic analyst for the district attorney's office, Douglas Dawes, testified second on Thursday. He was present to detail the contents of 2 cell phones that Cohen, Trump's former lawyer, relinquished to law enforcement. Dawes informed the court that one of the phones had an unusually large amount of 39,745 contacts. "I have not seen that many contacts on a phone," he said. During the trial, Dawes took the witness stand to confirm the authenticity of secret recordings made by Cohen on his phone. These recordings captured conversations between Cohen and his former client, Trump. The prosecution presented selected clips from the recordings, which included discussions between Trump and Cohen about the payments made to maintain silence on certain matters. "I need to open up a company for the transfer of all of that info regarding our friend, David," Cohen was recorded saying, referencing David Pecker, publisher of the National Enquirer. Thus, Trump was heard to say, "What do we got to pay for this? $150?" The two men discussed the best payment method, cash or check. Judge rejects a request to review Trump posts. In the midst of Thursday's proceedings, one of Trump's lawyers, Susan Necheles, requested Judge Merchan to review articles that the former president planned to repost on social media. Necheles mentioned the gag order that prevents Trump from commenting on certain aspects of the trial. She highlighted the ambiguity surrounding what Trump could or could not post on Truth Social. Judge Merchan rejected Necheles's request to approve various articles in advance, stating that he believed there is no ambiguity in the order. Merchan advised, "When in doubt, steer clear." Trump responds to reports that he sleeps in court. Former President Trump remained vocal about his impeachment trial, stating that he was very happy about the way things are going. However, on his social media platform, Truth Social, he expressed frustration with the court proceedings and reiterated his previous claims that the trial was an attempt to hinder his chances of re-election. "These are all crooked Joe Biden trials," he wrote in one post, referencing his likely Democratic opponent in the November vote. "Election interference." In another post, he criticized the district attorney who filed the case and media reports that accused him of sleeping during the long proceedings. Contrary to the fake news media, "I don't fall asleep during the crooked DA's witch hunt, especially not today," he wrote. "I simply close my beautiful blue eyes, sometimes, listen intensely, and take it all in." During the trial, multiple news outlets reported that Trump was seen closing his eyes, bowing his head, and sometimes leaving his mouth slightly ajar for several minutes. The Hans geniuses, so far, do you think Trump has been treated fairly or unfairly during this trial? Tell us in the comments section what is your opinion on his multiple complaints. Thanks for watching. If you like it, comment and hit the like and share buttons. Subscribe for future videos.